I mentioned Casey Cavalry earlier, but it's been a blue-collar program. They've melded the stars well. And, Andy makes a great point, but they do have to get over that NCAA hump. They're much better as the underdog.
Jump hook by Heitfeld wouldn't fall. Up and a turnover. Eaton and Harris couldn't connect. Friday afternoon on ESPN. 2 college hoops games. 1 Eastern here at the Old Spice Classic. Number 12 Tennessee, number 16 Georgetown, then 3 Eastern Duquesne and Duke head-to-head. All part of Feast Week presented by Lowe's. ESPN tomorrow.
Tennessee Georgetown is going to be a great matchup of contrasting styles. We saw that Tennessee pressure today.
Timeout called by Mark Few. What do you look for in that game? What are the things that John Thompson III has to worry about?
Definitely taking care of the basketball. They're a methodical team. They move the ball well. There's no question. But obviously, you know, the loss of Jonathan Wallace, the loss of Roy Hibbert. It's a team in transition, much like Tennessee, who lost, you know, Juwan Smith and Chris Lofton. And so what impresses me about Tennessee is their athleticism, John, and the fact that they'd never take a playoff. And they've got young guys, and watching them today, my first thought process is, you know what, it's going to take them 6 weeks to get really good, but they are going to get really good. The same thing with Georgetown. Greg Monroe's a terrific talent. He's a very versatile big man. They're breaking in Chris Wright, who was injured a lot last year. Great matchup of contrasting styles, so turnovers are going to be a big thing for Georgetown.
Bruce Pearl talked about the inexperience and how the young guys on the defensive end, one of his concerns, not physically necessarily, but the ability to talk. And he talked about, I thought this was interesting, that when they were playing defense at the end of the court where the Tennessee bench was, he was happy with the communication because the coaches could help. At the other end, not as much.
No, exactly. And you know what? Those freshmen like Scotty Hobson and Ronaldo Woolridge, they're going to grow up in the next 6 weeks. Right now, they have trouble guarding a chair, but they will get it because of the way Tennessee plays and practices every day.
Downs looking for some help and finds Pargo. Eaton almost knocked it away. Gonzaga leading by 8. As we close in on 90 seconds to go. Day, a 3. Wouldn't go down. There's Downs. Rebound and a putback. Micah Downs been kind of the unsung hero. 13 points and 11 boards for the senior from Kirkland, Washington. Fight for the rebound, and they got Pargo. And our Old Spice player of the game. How about the lift they got from their spark plug?
No, and it's not often that a guy that scores 6 points and grabs 3 rebounds is the player of the game, but this game was in doubt until Ira Brown really gave them a lift off the bench. And as you mentioned, the 26-year-old senior from Conroe, Texas, undersized power forward.
Former minor league baseball player. There's another turnover. Ira Brown, our Old Spice player of the game, and really made his presence felt during that run in the second half. You
know, we talked to Dave Pendergraft, the young man who graduated last year, Mr. Zag, and he was sort of the blue-collar heart and soul of the team for his time at Gonzaga. And Ira Brown really kind of takes on that mantle now, that toughness off the bench. His cell phone's going to blow up when all those family members back in Conroe text him and call him. Say, did you know you were the player of the game tonight?
You needed to get to this basketball thing sooner. That minor league baseball career.
Boy, Matt Bolden. You know, you can just go down the list, but Matt Bolden, you know, is now probably Mr. Zag. You know. Does a little bit of everything. And the Zags go into a little zone.
Anderson gets that 3 in a timeout. 9-point game. Gonzaga 10 straight NCAA tournament appearances. What a job Mark Few has done, but it It started the year before he took over as head coach, 1999, with a couple of epic wins, including this one.
Oh, it did. This was a game that propelled Gonzaga into the Elite Eight, and they took a Connecticut team that won the national title that year right to the wire. But Quentin Hall was on that team. I mentioned Casey Calvary. Of course, Dan Monson went on to go to the University of Minnesota. And it's a good reason why Mark Few, in my opinion, will stay at Gonzaga for quite a while, because he's got a great job relative to other coaches in college basketball at the elite level. He's got less pressure. He deals with probably generally a better overall quality of young man. They've got a league they can dominate, a fan base that loves the Zags, a brand new arena. And he makes a reasonably good living, and he can fly fish anytime he wants outside his backyard.
Good look. Cargo finds Downs. 2 more from Micah Downs, and that's 15.
And now you're just going to jacket, try to get back in it. But hey, give credit, John, to Oklahoma State now. They are going to beat some teams because of this style. But I mentioned foul trouble and injuries would be an issue throughout the course of the year. And foul trouble was probably their undoing tonight.
Clock winding down, Gonzaga by 11. And after a tightly contested first half, Gonzaga started to find its way offensively. Heitfeld gathers it in and knocks it down.
Well, Travis Ford is going to have no issue with his team's effort tonight, that's for sure.
Five different Zags in double figures here. And Gonzaga looks to take on Maryland. A foul right there. One more look at our bracket earlier today. It was Tennessee big over Siena, Georgetown and a squeaker over Wichita State. Maryland thumped Michigan State.
Generally a better overall quality of young man. They've got a league they can dominate, a fan base that loves the Zags, a brand new arena. And he makes a reasonably good living, and he can fly fish anytime he wants outside his backyard.
Good look. Cargo finds Downs. 2 more from Micah Downs, and that's 15.
And now you're just going to jacket, try to get back in it. But hey, give credit, John, to Oklahoma State now. They are going to beat some teams because of this style. But I mentioned foul trouble and injuries would be an issue throughout the course of the year. And foul trouble was probably their undoing tonight.
Clock winding down, Gonzaga by 11. And after a tightly contested first half, Gonzaga started to find its way offensively. Heitfeld gathers it in and knocks it down.
Well, Travis Ford is going to have no issue with his team's effort tonight, that's for sure.
Five different Zags in double figures here. And Gonzaga looks to take on Maryland. A foul right there. One more look at our bracket earlier today. It was Tennessee big over Siena, Georgetown and a squeaker over Wichita State. Maryland thumped Michigan State in the biggest surprise so far. And the Zags and the Terps will go head-to-head tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern.
You know what we've got? We went from a regional bracket today, an NCAA regional. Now we're in a Sweet 16 bracket tomorrow, because that's the level of play that we saw here tonight from the winning teams. Arizona's going to come calling. You know that. He's a graduate of the University of Oregon, where they don't need a coach. So I don't. But Ernie Kent at times in the past has been on the hot seat. And he's got a terrific group of freshmen. But Mark Few has a great job in a great part of the country. And Jimmy V used to say, "Don't mess with Happy."
Well, I'm sure Dan Monson could attest to that.
Absolutely. And Dan is one of Mark Few's closest friends, and now bouncing back at Long Beach State, where they just almost knocked off Wisconsin in Madison a couple Sundays ago.
do it. Gonzaga wins it here. The final 83-71. For Fran Frischel and our entire ESPN crew, I'm John Shambi. Time now to head out to Anaheim, the 76 Classic. It's Providence taking on Baylor.